Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers. It's time for the official episode 1 of Astros in Orbit. It's Suzy, it's Bill.
Hello.
We are just going to have a fun time. A Dodger fan and an Astro fan, and not one but two different
Which fun is a
podcasts is
Dodgers
crazy.
fan?
What's that?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I
like
was gonna
Big
say, as
Dave,
much fun as a Dodgers fan and an Astros fan can have together, that's not a I don't
of
know.
course. Well, as Big Dave would say, bang bang fastball.
But, wasn't it like was it I thought the 2 bangs was for a breaking ball, though. No?
I have no idea.
Was it 1? I don't know. I
It's
don't
whatever. All I know is cheated, but
know. Hey,
tomato,
listen.
tomato.
Listen, if the Dodgers wanna hire the guy that, ran the Boston Red Sox video scandal, by all means, that's fine. You can do that.
Here we go. It's always got to deflect. That's what a good person does is they deflect the truth. Apparently you can't handle the truth, right?
That's, Carlos Beltran.
There you
I
go.
don't know what you're talking about.
So Susie, Tuesday, how you doing? You living life? You living the dream?
Something like that, just trying to get through school and kids' school. Like my 8-year-olds now have homework that I have to help them with. And so now I have extra homework on top of my homework. Like I didn't sign up for this. I don't know. I don't know whose idea this was. That's not what we want to do. But yeah.
Well,
So
listen, you've got about 20 years, and your whole job in about 20 years is to be a burden on your kids and scare your grandkids. So just like make
sure.
notes right now of everything that's going on, because if you're focused enough to be a burden on your kids and scare your grandkids, then it makes it all worth it, right?
This is true. This is true. But like I said, I'm keeping notes now because my children like to wake up at like 5:30 now. So when they're about 14, I'm going to return them, go in their room and be like, "Hey, hey, can we go do the things? Can we do the things? Mom, can we do the thing? I wanna do the things right now." Like 5:30 in the morning. It's gonna be delightful. I'm very
That's,
excited about it.
you know, um, it's things to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
literally the only thing that I look forward to. That
I
and
don't know
eating
what you were like
desserts.
as a teenager, but I suspect that you had a little bit of rambunctiousness in you. So if I need extra entertainment, I might just need to fly to Texas and hang out on your couch when the kids are teenagers and want to battle mom on things. I think this would be fun.
Ah. Hopefully by then my hair will all be white and then I won't have to deal with it anymore because I'm pretty sure that's where all my gray hairs came from, is from my
All
children.
your gray hairs came from. There
Mhm.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we can talk like family issues and all kinds of stuff about how the Astros may or may not have cheated in 17, bang bang fastball or whatever, bang bang curveball. Um, but let's get to some topics. Let's get to some topics that Astros related.
Okay.
Alex Bregman buys a house in Arizona. Is that just a vacation home, or do you think this boy's thinking about not signing with the Astros?
Um, I honestly, I have no idea, and I don't know where anyone saw that he was buying a house or he bought a house. Like I've looked around and I can't find anything that definitively said that he was buying a house. So, like, please let me know where you've seen this. But I mean, isn't that what rich people do though? They just buy multiple houses and just like, live various places. And I'm pretty sure he has horses there in Arizona, and so, like, that's another big part of his love is racehorses, and so, you know, I don't think honestly, I don't think that he's going to be extended. I honestly don't think that they're going to trade him either, because like, what club is gonna want, a one-year rental and then him on I wanna say his contract's like 29 million. I love Breggy. But, he's getting on the other side of 30 there, and it's if we bring back the juice balls of, like, 2019, by all means, like, he can put up some numbers, but it's not that, and so, I think Breggy will stay around, at least for this season, and then he's gonna some club is gonna pay him, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna be us.
Well, going back to that rich thing, isn't that what you and your husband have done? Don't you guys have 4 or 5 houses around the country? You guys
Oh,
just
for
go to?
sure. For sure, yeah, mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's called a van down by the river, so
down my okay, so
mhm.
because I always thought we were talking before this about something about like a 10-bedroom mansion in Maui. I mean, do you guys still
No,
own that?
no, mm-mm, no, I sold that one.
Sold that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
got a pretty penny for it too.
I'm hopefully two pretty pennies if it was 10 bedrooms in
Yeah,
Maui,
well,
but
I mean, like,
whatever.
I wasn't gonna brag, but, if you wanna put my business out there, then by all means, Bill, that's fine too.
There you go. I agree with you on Breckman. I don't know that he gets extended. I don't know that he gets traded either. Places that he could land that need, you know, a third baseman with leadership are places like the Cubs. The Cubs could use him. Um, there are a number of places the Angels could use him, but him going to Anaheim might be rough. Um,
What do you mean? They have Anthony Rendon over there in Angelville, okay? Like, that is leadership in and of itself. I can't even say it with a straight face.
so, have you ever seen the old school movie Save the Last Dance?
Yes.
Okay, you remember the two main characters brawling at the end? They're gonna
Mhm.
go like get back somebody that did something. And he's like, my face isn't made of glass, right? After
Right.
he hit his buddy. Yeah, Anthony Rendon is made of glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
That and it's nothing like starting a fight with a fan on opening day. Like if you're not starting a fight with a fan and spending half the time on the IL, then you're not doing your job apparently.
Yeah, that's I think that's should be a requirement for a third baseman for the Angels, so good on you, Anthony Rendon.
Good on you. Yeah, so I Alex Bregman's going to be an interesting one. He's going to be a really, really interesting one because he's still got petrol in the tank, but he's also got a little bit of the stigma of 2017. And I'm not bringing that up to be mean or anything like that, but he's still got a little bit of that stigma. So that
Just
will limit his opportunities. Um, I mean, him going to Chicago, going to the Cubs. Well, first thing he's going to have to do is apologize to Cody Bellinger.
mm, but really though, like Willie, I mean, if Carlos Correa is able to, you know, have the Giants offer him, a huge contract and then go sign with the Twins and whatnot, like, honestly, I think I don't know if quote unquote enough time has passed or whatnot, but I know that a lot of people have talked to Correa, talked to Bregman, and obviously we weren't the only club doing things and all of that has come out too. So I don't I don't know. A part of me says that a lot of that is like media driven just to get clicks, and then part of me knows that, like some of those players probably do have an issue, but really and truly, do you really though? Like, do you really? It is what it is, and I know that there was I wanna say one of crap, who was it with Carlos Correa? Someone went and, like, had a sit down with him, like, when they got traded over, I think, and I can't remember who it was, but I remember they had a sit down with him, and then afterwards was like, "We're good. Absolutely, we're good. No, I'd run through a wall for him right now." And, the guy I can't remember if it was maybe it was Foul Territory? I don't think it was Foul Territory. It was one of the podcasts, the you could tell the host was trying to bait him and be like, "Okay, but really," and he's like, "No, absolutely not. No, like, that's my guy. That's my guy. No. Nope." And so, it was interesting to hear the different narrative that from what originally was said, and so, honestly, I think there may be a couple of places that Bregman won't sign. I wanna say that he has a 10 club, like, no trade clause. I don't know which 10 clubs those are. But I wanna say that there is 10 clubs that he won't go to, but, you know, I think there will be a team out there that will pay him what he wants for the length of time that he wants it, so and
I
it just
heard
won't be
rumors that the San Antonio Missions are interested in him.
Oh, okay, yeah. That may be a thing.
I mean, you know, why not? Double A for the Padres. Why not?
Exactly, exactly.
Um, Jose Altuve, what's going on there?
I think Jose Altuve is gonna be a Dodger for life. I mean, an Astro for life. Um, I think that deal gets done. I think he gets extended. I honestly think they'll probably try and work something out with Tucker, but I think out of those 3 of Breggy, Altuve, and Tucker, I think Breggy is gone after
Yes.
this season.
Yeah.
So,
I would agree with that. Jose Altuve is a lifelong Astro. He will be a lifelong Astro. Um, Tucker has put himself in a position to be a lifelong Astro. He's become a fan favorite, it, minus the postseason this season, but he really had a good season. And if it wasn't for him, you guys may not have made the postseason because he came
no.
up with some clutch hits and clutch defensive plays.
Yep.
Alex Bregman might, and the Twins might be an option for him, so he can reunite with Carlos Correa. So
Maybe. Maybe. Who
Carlos
wait, who
Correa always cracks me up because he, he's like the guy that asks a girl out and she says yes. Then when she says he does this on a Tuesday, then on Friday morning when she says, "Okay, what time are you picking me up?" He says, "Well, let me see if I have the car." Right? And then shows up, like, has another date planned. That doesn't work out. Has another date planned. That doesn't work out. Then shows up at the girl's house at 9 o'clock for a 9:30 movie. Right? Um,
right.
After not having called her. Isn't that what he kind of did to the Twins? Hey, I'm done with you guys after a season. All right, I'm gonna go over here to the Giants. No, I'm gonna go to the Mets. Oh shoot, I didn't pass both physical. Okay, I'm gonna come back to the Twins. Like, if you're the Twins, you should say go to the movie yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point in time, they'd already it I don't wanna say that it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't, but it's almost one of those situations, you know? I don't know what I honestly don't know what the deal was with the Mets and the
Right.
Giants doctor, but, for them to pull the deal literally, like, I don't know, an hour or 2 before they announced the actual I was like, "Y'all couldn't have figured this out before he went out there and it was gonna be made official," you know? But,
Bingo.
uh, you know, when the 30 for 30 is made, 30 years from now, I would love to know all of the behind the scenes stuff of that and exactly what all went down.
Okay, but you were an athlete growing up. You played in no, you weren't. Okay.
Mm-mm. I mean, if you wanna call my sophomore year of B team volleyball an athlete, then yes, I was.
Perfect.
An
Yeah,
elite.
that's big. Yeah, elite.
Yeah.
For some reason I was thinking softball, but my bad. Um the But think about this. If you're a teammate of Carlos Correa and you're on the Twins and the dude announces I'm gonna leave, goes over to the Giants and it doesn't work out there, then goes over to New York and it doesn't work out there, and then he ends up staying with the third option, how are you gonna feel the first time you see him in the clubhouse?
I mean, kind kind of bad, but I think at this point in time, everyone knows that it's a business though. Like, I mean, it's the payday that you're trying to get. It's the payday that you're trying to get. And there were a lot of from the fan base here in Houston, there was a lot of like hurt feelings of, "Oh my god, how could Carlos Correa leave? Blah 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 blah." But they weren't gonna give him the money, and I I don't wanna ever begrudge someone for trying to get a payday, like, I will grumble and, harp on him a little bit, but if someone's willing to pay you, go get your bag, man. If someone was willing to pay me a gajillion dollars, to do things, I'm pretty sure I would probably take it, unless there was,
But
like, some sort of, like, shady stuff going on that I don't wanna do, but
yeah, yeah, of course not. But even still, I mean, how much money is enough money, right? So you see these guys. So let's take another free agent, for example. And I'm not calling free agents out here, but let's talk about Cody Bellinger for a second. Okay.
okay.
Cody Bellinger has a 17-year player option or player slash or club option with the Dodgers. Dodgers decline it and say we'll give you 12 million. Now the dude was batting 210.
Right.
Okay? The dude the dude was struggling, right? You still had the shift, able to do the shift. Dude was struggling, right? Wanted to stay in LA. His agent, I won't mention names, but his agent does not like the Dodgers. So went out and got him 18 million on a 1 year deal with the Cubs. Okay. Now, if you made $18 million for 1 year, shouldn't that be enough? Shouldn't you be able to live on it? Good investment. Should that be enough? So then you've got a scenario where Cody has probably made, I don't know, 50 to 100 million in his career already. If you want to be loyal to a team and take a little bit less, doesn't matter. Where's the loyalty?
Yeah, and I see both sides of the coin,
Okay.
because there's that part of, well, if the players union is saying, "Hey, you know what? Like, y'all got to set the market. This is what if the clubs are willing to pay you this, and you're not going to take it, due to loyalty or whatnot, like that, then you're basically cutting off the legs of the next free agent that has similar numbers, and because you took less, now they're not able to take less." And for a part of me is like, well, yeah, I kind of get it, but there is something to be said about, like Aaron Nola took less to stay in the Phillies. Braves and Dodgers, I think, offered him more money, and he's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." And I want to say that he probably got a little bit of guff for that as well, because um the market was a little bit higher for him, and he's like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna stay here." So I can see both sides of the coin, but again, I'm never gonna begrudge a guy for trying to get more money to do something that I and 99% of the population is not able to do.
So this is how the world's changed. There was a player, I'm not going to tell you what name of the player just yet, but there was a player who played his entire career with one team.
Mhm.
Okay. Was getting a little older, and that team traded him to his rival. Didn't want to go, retired. Okay.
Mhm.
Before I tell you the player's name, what do you think about that scenario? I mean, that's loyalty, right?
No,
It,
that
it
is. Well,
so
I mean, I at first when you started the story, I was like, "Are you talking about Jose Ramirez right now?" But he's still with the Cleveland Guardians, so not Jose Ramirez. But I feel like that would be that situation too. And again, it is. Again, that capitalism at its finest, because baseball is business, and unfortunately loyalty is sometimes uh, taken as weakness, but that's crappy on the baseball team's part. But is it within their rights? Yeah. Does it suck? Yeah. So I see both sides. You know, if both sides could come together in the middle and, do a little bit more to help out the team, then by all means, like the literal only football thing that I can like bring into this is like when Tom Brady took less money for the Bucks to try and, get players around him so that he could get better players so that they could win the Super Bowl. And well, I mean, geez, Breggy, like, couldn't you do that? But again, I'm never gonna begrudge the guy
yeah.
to try and get this back. So
You want to know who we're talking about?
I would love to know.
Jack Roosevelt Robinson.
Mhm.
Jackie Robinson played his whole career for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Brooklyn Dodgers traded him to the New York Giants, and he said, "I will not go. I'm going to retire."
Yeah, yeah, that kind of
Hard to
sucks.
argue against that guy.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yes.
don't I don't think I don't think Breggy's gonna retire.
No, he's not going to retire. But we're just talking about loyalty. Like, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly, if Alex or if I'm sorry, if Carlos Correa were my teammate, I'd have a good conversation. I go, dude, I see the fact that you're chasing the money, but how much money is enough money?
Yeah.
You made
Well,
$150 million in your career. You've got endorsements. How much? Like, don't say I need to feed my family at this point. Can you stay loyal to one team? You signed a 3 year deal with a player option after the first year. Why sign a 3 year
yeah,
deal? Why don't you just sign a 1 year deal?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, because Scott Boras is his agent, and Scott Boras is gonna line Scott Boras's pocket, so It is what it is.
Scott, if you're listening to this, I did not say that. If you're going to sue anybody, um, you know, Susie
It's
was the one that said it. It
it's
wasn't me.
not it's not libel if it's true.
Ah, that's
Just saying.
just
Yeah.
saying. There you go. There you go. Okay, so let me ask you. I'm going to ask you about a couple free agents, and you tell me rapid fire whether or not you take them or not. Okay.
Okay.
We've got about 8 minutes left in the show, so I want to make sure that we get this in. Okay. Assuming that this were possible to unite the Gurriel brothers in Houston, would you want them?
No.
Okay. Now I
No.
need an explanation on that. That's interesting.
Yuli, I love him, but he's over the hill. I don't want him as my first baseman.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Lourdes is okay. I would take Lourdes. He I mean, that purple hair, come on now. But, that left field where he played, I need a little bit I need a better, more solid bat in the field
Okay.
if that's gonna be a thing. But no, as if it was a package deal, if I had to take Lourdes and Yuli, I don't want it.
Okay. All right. Reese Hopkins at first, moving Jose Abreu to DH, moving Jordan Alvarez to left field.
Yes, but I need some sort of bubble wrap around Jordan at all times. At all times, okay? Just like it would be like the Michelin Man, like the Michelin Man suit, but
With the
around all of
tires.
your yeah, yeah,
Perfect analogy. All right. What about Blake Snell? Signing Blake Snell.
no,
Okay.
nope, mm-mm.
You tell.
Which version of Blake Snell are you gonna get?
Good
Granted,
call.
he has 2 Cy Youngs. Not yes, absolutely. But y let's talk about the seasons in between those 2 Cy Youngs, y'all. Like, y'all don't wanna talk about those seasons, okay? Um, our our infield defense, is g I mean, we're getting a little bit older up there, so I love you, Jose Altuve, I do. Um, but, you're getting a little long in the tooth, sir. You weren't not as quick as you used to be. So, the whole Blake Snell leaning into, "Well, if I can't, get this guy out, Imma just put him on and not let him score." You're just yeah, that's just you're asking for trouble. Like, and I
Truth.
know all the numbers, but it's you're playing with fire, and there's only so much playing with fire that you can do before you get burned.
Truth.
So,
Okay. Um, Jordan Montgomery. Would you sign Jordan Montgomery?
I would, but to probably like a 2-year deal.
Would you make him apologize for him manhandling you guys in the playoffs?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So what's your immediate reaction? I asked the same question on Canicorn. What would be your immediate reaction if this specific team signed Jordan Montgomery, Shohei Ohtani, and Yamamoto from Japan? All three pitchers. Um, I mean, all three good players, I should say. Um, if the Seattle Mariners sign those three, I saw that eye roll. So if the Seattle Mariners does that, I mean, what's your immediate reaction?
My immediate reaction is, did you shore up the bottom 4 guys of your lineup? If not, I mean, yeah, we may not be getting many hits off you, but are you gonna win a ball game? I mean, are you gonna win like 1-0 ball games? Maybe, but the if you didn't shore up those, the last 4 guys on their roster is like Cade Marlowe and Josh Rojas. Um,
Good call.
like it's y I what kinda year are you expecting out of Ty France again, Like, yes, you traded away Eugenio Suarez, but if you're replacing him with Jeimer Candelario, is that really an upgrade? Like, what's happening over there, Mariners? So,
I agree with you.
I don't know.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I just had this conversation with another Astros fan, and they're like, my words would be, oh crap, because if these guys could play and play consistently, well, now you're going to have an issue, right?
Yeah.
You're going to
Well, I
have,
mean, like, their pitching staff, I wanna say last season was, like, 4th in ERA or something like that, and, like,
Mhm.
4th being, like, the best ERA. And that rotation is filthy.
Mhm.
Like, George Kirby is stupid. Like, I that's just he's just dumb. Just, you know, um, like, when Logan Gilbert is your weak link in your rotation, you're like, "Golly, like, why? How?" Okay?
What do I got to do
So,
to win a game?
yeah, I mean, look, they've got some great pieces over there. If all of the pieces worked out how they wanted it to, then, maybe it would have worked out a little bit better, but the fact that, like, their manager comes out and says that, "We wanna win 54% of your I'm like, "What? Why? Why are you saying the quiet part out loud, sir? Like, you only think those thoughts. You don't say those things out loud, okay? Like, I understand that there's, like, the ROI and all of that fun stuff, like, you gotta get the numbers in there, like, okay, I get it, but you don't come out and say the numbers. Like, you're just, "Yep, we're gonna put the best team that we can afford out on the field." Like, you give the fans platitudes. You don't give them freaking, "Well, we're just trying to win 54% of the season, and if we do that, then we're in good shape." No! Stop it.
Yeah, that's like the A's saying we're just trying to win 17% of the season because we won 16% last year.
Yeah, no, just it's
No,
let's not
I,
don't do
I
that.
love that. I love that. Well, Susie, this has been our first real episode of Astros in Orbit, hosted by you and I. Um, Now I have listened to it, but you have another podcast that you do that you run individually. As this top fan, have several of them. But tell me a little bit about yours and tell me about where we find it.
So, I have a podcast called Bourbon and Baseball, where we drink very little bourbon, but we talk about all of the baseball. I have 2 different co-hosts. One, every week on Sundays, we typically record, and her name is Kelsey, that co-host, and we talk about all of the baseballs at that point in time. All of the baseballs, all of the teams, and then during the season, Tom and I will be running, a more Astros themed bourbon and baseball,
Hmm?
and we'll be recording once a series typically, for that. So during the season, there will be lots more episodes. As of right now, it is just big Astros news is when I will record with Tom, and then every week at least one episode with Kelsey where we talk about all of the baseballs. You can find that podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, basically any podcast listening platform. Um, that show is more rated R, just FYI. You should know that, this show is very PG/PG-13. That show over there is rated R for the adult language. So, if that's not your jam, totally okay. Keep up with the Astros news over here. If you're more okay with, some 4 colorful four-letter words, come join me over there at Bourbon and Baseball.
Are they just four-letter words, or do you put strings of sentences together?
Probably strings of sentences, interlaced with a little bit of, inappropriate adult humor. So, and we start off every I start off I mostly try and start off every episode with the warning of, "This is what you're gonna get," and if that's not your jam, that's totally okay, but, you should
Yeah.
be you should be wary of that, and if there's tiny ears listening, maybe we put those tiny ears away and, put some headphones on them.
Yes. Here, go play a game.
Yeah.
Mom or dad's gonna listen to this. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm super excited to do this with you. I think that you have a tremendous amount of talent. You've got a great eye for this and a great sense of humor for this. I'm looking forward to seeing where Astros in the Orbit can take us. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of Top Fan Rivalry followers that are Astro fans. So hopefully they're also listening to your show. And I am anxiously waiting for the night or the day when I get the invite to be with you and Kelsey on one of your shows. I can handle shock value, so I'm looking forward to hearing this when the Astros and Dodgers play each other. Maybe that will
Mm,
be a fun time to do that.
okay. Well, and she's a Cardinals fan, so
Oh,
yeah.
even better.
So so it has been interesting to try and find a female baseball fan because that's originally why I started Bourbon and Baseball, was to get more female voices talking about baseball in an actual baseball way and not just enjoying hot guys in schmedium pants, which, we do our fair share of that as well. But we also like to talk about all of the other aspects of baseball that we love. And so it's been interesting to try and find another female voice that likes baseball in its entirety and is able to talk with me about all of the teams versus just the one team. So
Yeah.
that was the problem that I was running into. There's lots of ladies that I could have had, but they just know about the one team and they don't, watch all of the baseballs. And I was like, I need
And
to
I
watch
love the
all the
fact that you do
baseball.
that. I love the fact that you do that. So, Top Fan Rivalry followers, Susie's amazing. Follow her on Instagram, subscribe to her on YouTube. Okay, Bourbon and Baseball. Again, like she says, she's got a number of different shows that she does. Some of them are PG, some of them are R. Some of them might make R look, a little soft, right? I mean, I've listened to a couple of them, and I'm typing away at my computer and I'm listening. I'm like, whoa, I haven't heard that before. Awesome. Let me write that down. Check to see if it really is a sentence. Um, but we appreciate you being on. We're gonna do this throughout the season as long as Susie and I have the capability and our schedules work out. We're gonna do this all the off season and through into next year. To give you more Astros content. This is going to be more Astros related on this side. So because Top Fan covers all 30 teams, we're going to have 10 different podcasts, plus a few other additional things. And Susie's been on our lives before, and she's been all over the place. She's pretty awesome. And she got lucky enough today to win one of our giveaways. And
I'm so excited.
it sounds like she might be selecting a hoodie. And so I don't know, but she's gonna have to let me know. Just I am me. But Susie, thank you so much for making time, and I cannot wait to see what the audience feels. And feel free to make comments and let us know what we missed. So
Right.
it'll be a good time.
Well, thanks again for having me on, Bill, and I look forward to, spending the off season and next season with you talking about the best team in baseball, the Astros. Yay. I knew I'd get you on that one,
Well,
Bill.
this has been the first show I've ever done one episode of, and then hasn't been renewed for a second season. So it's been fun having Susie on. You'll never see her again. But I'm teasing. Thanks, Susie. Go Dodgers. Talk to you later.
Bye.